So I'm just gonna get this out of the way now. I am in no way someone who prides themselves at being good at video games, okay? My top game on Steam is Cookie Clicker. I don't play hard games. So if this video gets like any traction at all, I do not want to see any Ultrakill snobs yapping in my comments about, oh, you didn't pull off any Lithuanian nutsack twister skips. Okay, dude, I just learned how to do the Colombian buckshot blast torch in 7-1. I've known about Ultrakill since like day one. I heard my friends using the term cybergrind back in 2020, and I thought they had just stopped speedrunning Portal and moved to eBay runs. But even though I've only heard good things about the game, I never gave it a try. Why? Well, I'm broke. But thanks to my lovely subscribers, I was able to scrounge up enough pennies to actually be able to afford this game once it went on sale. And luckily for me, my interest began to really peak around the time that the update was about to drop for this game. So, now I have an excuse to play it because it's going to be relevant with the update, and I get to stream it for my friends who already have played the game a million times over and get to show them the news of the update. And surprisingly, I was pretty good. This video is going to have spoilers for Ultrakill's story, secret levels, and collectibles, so if you want to play completely blind, then now is your chance to leave. Still here? Alright, cool. Oh, Dinkle got a better time than me in Shot in the Dark. That's embarrassing.
Who the fuck is Dinkle?
So this game has a ton of lore, and it's got like angels and syphilis, like the dude who pushed up the rock, and like a ton of Bible stuff about God's plan. But you can get through the game without learning most of it, other than a few cutscenes of like just walls of text, which you do or don't have to read. I read them, but you don't really have to. A lot of the actual like world building lore is hidden in these books throughout levels, which again you don't have to read if you don't want to. You could just run by them without even noticing. I ran into a few of them on accident, and I read a little bit. But I can go back to them, so I didn't read them all in the moment, but I have read them now. I've gone back to them, but you don't have to read them at all if you don't really want to. It's just more lore. There's also these terminals at the end of secret missions, as well as, I think, the Prime Sanctums that have, like, walls of text giving some more information. Those ones I would read. It's like a screen full of text. You can do that. If you really want to know more about why the world of Ultrakill is the way it is, I suggest just looking at those. This kind of way of delivering lore is probably my favorite way to tell a story. You give me enough to chew on, then I'm interested, but you're not like bogging down the gameplay with only story. You're giving me what I want to see, and then you're offering me opportunities to go out of my way and read more. I like that. That's my probably favorite way of telling a story in a game. That I'm not playing Ultrakill for the story, to be fair. I'm not playing Ultrakill for a plot. I'm playing it for V1. But I'm playing Ultrakill because I want to shoot things, right? I'm not playing it for the story, so I appreciate them having a unique story that I can actually care enough to pay attention to, but also putting it on the side so I don't have to indulge in it if I don't want to. I'm not going to cover the whole story in depth because there's already way better videos explaining that. Cough, cough. This one's where I got all my information from, so go watch this one after mine. But here's my abridged explanation of all the story beats. If anyone's watching and I get these wrong, no, I didn't. So God was like, yo, bro, what if like there was light though? So he made light and existence and humanity, but then humanity became bums and started doing things like killing people and clopping. So God was like, alright, yeah, I won't get slash banned forever. So he did slash ban everyone, which made hell like super powerful and sentient. I think it was, so hell's like alive, and apparently that explains why enemies appear in game. It's hell spawning the enemies to you, which is kind of like a cool way to explain a game mechanic that didn't need explanation. So cool. But you know what's even doper than that? Sex. That's what King Mino said. He was like, yeah, I think we should all bang forever, so we made Sex City in the Lust Layer. But then the Council of Angels was like, whoa, this reminds me of Hazbin Hotel. So they jumped Minos, but he was so powered by horny that he like evolved into a prime soul, which the angels were like, nah, dahog. They boxed him like a fish, 20 shield, 60 shield, headshot, and then they locked him in his own husk, which is like his like shell. Like, you know what a husk is, come on now. He's like his shell, but he's not even the only prime soul, because there's this other dude, the dude that pushed the rock in the hill in like ancient times. what's his name? Syphilis. Yeah, Syphilis. He like pushed the rock up, but he pushed it up, and he met this dude named Gabriel, which was like the lead angel guy, and he was heavy beefing with Syphilis, because Syphilis is a pro rage baiter, right? And Gabe falls for it every single time. So one day, Gabe's like, all right, no more rage baiting, no more trolling, and he no-diff Syphilis. There was also like a war between them, like war between hell and angels or something, but like, that's not important. No one cares. Anyways, Gabe Newell, who locked Syphilis deep down to hide his glorious, succulent man body. Oh, and there's also your main character. I kind of forgot about him. He's like a twinkified Doomslayer, if you really think about it. He's a war robot who's fueled by blood, which is honestly really cool concept, Jokes aside, that's really sick. Anyways, you have this top op. His name is V2. He's V1, but he's red. And he can't heal with blood. And he's got, like, I think a beefier chest or, like, some different plating or something. But yeah, everyone pointed and laughed at this guy. He can't heal with blood. What a loser. I'm just messing. V2 is, like, probably one of my favorites. I bought his plush. Look at him. Look how fat his gargantuan cranium is. Anyways, back to V1. His goal throughout the game, Ultrakill, is just to run through hell and raise some hell. Ooh. Wait, that one's good. You, like, rip and tear through it. You're basically just ripping and tearing through Hell's residence. Wait, have I heard that before? And that's it. I don't know where the rest of the story goes because it's not finished. But so far, you kind of just like shoot your way through hell. So it's like Doomslayer if you were a robot. Nope, you're a robot. Nope, you're like Doomslayer if he had a gun. Several guns.
I don't need
Game's low-key frontable.
Dude, you're actually Spain though.
So Ultrakill really has a couple characters with notable dialogue, those being Gabriel, Minos, Syphilis. So I can't really, I already just discussed them in the story. Gabriel's the head angel. He's really funny. He's a cocky little bastard. He opts with V1. The first time he acts all elegant, and then you beat him and he drops you like insignificant fuck, and then he like leaves. Then when you fight him again, he's like rage-filled and like super angry and shit. He's a fun character. I think he's probably top 3. So like I said, there's not a lot of competition. Minos, he's got this very soothing voice. Very fun design. A lot of lore to him. You can tell why he's the sex man. I don't think anyone's doubting that. Syphilis, he's like, I think he's just based on like a wrestler, I assume. I think his whole gimmick is like he likes to fight. That's really it, which, nothing wrong with that. Always, I can get behind a character with simple motives. V1, V2 don't really have characters. I guess V2 technically, I would say, is more cocky than V1. Because if you fight V2 with his own arm, he gets enraged. So I guess technically he probably has like pride and stuff. But V1 really, you don't really do much with V1 throughout the story. He doesn't grow or do anything. He's just your guy you play as. We'll just talk about every enemy. How about that? How about I fill out my runtime just talking about every enemy? Yeah, let's just hop on Sandbox real quick. All right, so here we are in Sandbox. So our first enemy we have, these are Filth. Wait, how do I make myself invincible? Wait, chat, hold on. So first off, we have Filth. These guys are like, just the Goombas of Ultrakill. They kind of just run at you. They got little bite attacks. I think that's really all they can do. You can just like, did you just step on them? You can't step on them, but you could just like, and they're dead. I think they have like 1 health point, so you just tap them and they kind of die. You can like throw out a lot. This is how they usually come. Once you like actually start playing the game, they start appearing in large droves, and you just don't even notice them because you kind of just, there's not a lot to them. They're fun little guys though. Sometimes it's really fun to just like, just for the fun of it, sometimes it feels good bullying someone worse than you. Next we have, oh, I'm just realizing I don't know their names. Oh wait, no, there's the monitor over here. Here we go. Yeah, so there's this monitor. It has information on all of them, which I think is, what is that? Oh, something wicked. I think this is really cool, just to have a ton of lore on all of them. It even has like strategies and stuff. I appreciate this a lot. I actually have not read through most of these, which I'm probably gonna do after recording. I love in like Smash Bros. Brawl and Melee how they would have the trophies and just have all like a ton of information about the characters. I am a sucker for those kind of like collectibles, so I appreciate them giving all these characters a ton of lore. I also really like we haven't got them yet. Oh, no, not Hideous Mask, wrong one. You see, he's got like crossed out and stuff. It's really interesting. See, like this is what really inspired me to actually look into the lore, because I was like, why is this of all things crossed out? What is wrong with him? Anyways, so I got distracted really easily. Wow. This guy, Stray. That'll make him not blind. These guys are like your basic. Okay, I need to stop comparing them to Mario enemies. They're like Koopas, I guess. They got one shot. You can parry it. Not if you're bad though. You can parry it, they die. I don't think they're one shot, but I think they're pretty. They're one shot like with this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Blade Saw launcher kills them. They don't mean much harm. You can punch them a few times. Wow. I didn't know they go so far. Yeah, they're just little friends. They don't mean much harm. These guys though, these are not friends. I hate these guys. These are schisms. I know this name. That thing deals like, how much does it do? Let me turn off the invincibility. I don't have it binded. That much from one shot, which like doesn't seem like a lot, but then you get like, you know, 3 or 4 of them on screen, and you're like playing here, like you play Undertale with them. See, look. So you're basically just trying to avoid, and they all start shooting in different cycles, different angles. You're playing Undertale. I'm not trying to play Undertale, especially if you're playing Cyber Grind. You got these guys, and then you got 6 other dudes you're trying to avoid. You know, it's just a little much. There we go. That's satisfying. These are soldiers, I think they're called. Is that right? Hold on, dude. Hold on. Yeah, this is a soldier. They are just an advanced Stray. They got extra shots. Shoots in more like a, I don't know what you call that. Is that like a shotgun shot? I guess it goes in. It shoots into like a spray. They're not too bad. They have a few more hits than them. It takes 3 saw blade launchers. Still nothing like insane. I need to turn this off. It's literally just a more advanced Stray. Oh, well, I can't summon this. This is one of the bosses. Corpse of King Minos. This is what I was talking about where they locked him up. He's in there. You know, you can't summon him in here, but he's the boss. But the gimmick with them is they will try and die next to a person or an enemy. Go ahead. And when they do, it sands them. This means that if I hit them, they don't drop blood. Which is really bad because, you know, I need blood to heal. So they don't really cause much problems on their own, but if they are by something, especially if they hit like, let's say, they blow up next to an insurrectionist. Now that guy's got sand. I can't get blood from him, so I'm basically have to no-hit him. Speaking of insurrectionists, I think they are next, right? Yeah, insurrectionist is next. These guys, big, super. You got like a diaper. I never noticed that. I don't know how. Yeah, they got like a diaper. They got a couple of smack attacks with their arm, and then a couple of stomps. You can parry that. I don't know if it's actually that hard. My friends were gassing me up when I first played because I think I parried it first try. Apparently can't do it now, but they are a boss in one of the desert levels. Can we summon Ferryman in Sandbox? I actually don't know. Oh yeah, we can. Okay, he's here. This is a Ferryman. These guys are very active. Wow, they have a lot of lore to them, I think. I'm pretty sure the blue skulls you get in like every level, or not every level, but most levels. I think I heard that they're from him, or like the Ferryman in general. Don't quote me on that. I don't think so. In their boss fight, you can actually give them a coin, and they will not. You don't have to fight them. Like before you break their little idol, if you just toss a coin at them, you don't have to fight. But yeah, they just got a couple of like lance attacks. I actually really like the enemies or like bosses that are just like you size. Like I really like the big ones like Minotaur, Hades Mask, stuff like that. But I think just 1v1ing ones your height like him are very fun. You just could like. Okay, well, I'm missing every shot. Nope. Yeah, he's. Oh. Ooh, swords machines. Swords machines are cool. They are not the first. I think they're the second boss you have to fight. They got like a little shotgun. They got sword, obviously. Fun fact about them I learned. Editor put on the meme. Apparently, like everything on his body is stolen. I think. Like, most of his body is stolen from other people, or like other robots, which is kind of raw. I don't know where he got those from. I also don't know like exactly how they work because there's multiple, but a lot of people talk about like the original, so I don't know like what the deal with that is. Maybe it's like V1 where I think there should technically be other V1 since he's a war robot. I don't know if they made him specially. I don't know too much about the lore. I should reread some of it, but yeah, he's a fun enemy. They show up a lot in Cybergrind. Once you get to a certain part, they're basically in like every single round. Oh, drones. Drones are chill. They're a flying enemy. They basically fly around, shoot a little bit, and that's really it. Their little gimmick, I would say, is that when you kill them, they fly towards you. So if you're not watching, they can kind of get you a little bit, but usually, unless you're in a very crowded area, you'll be able to get away from them. There's not a lot of circumstances anymore where I get hit by them. Yeah, this is a street cleaner. They got flamethrower. They also do not... Explosives don't work on them, I think? Yeah. They just knock off explosives. They can also dodge this, but I think only like once before. Like maybe there's a cooldown for how much they can dodge. Yeah, I have mixed opinions on this enemy. Usually I don't care because I get that. But there's been times where I'm focusing on something like right in front of me and one of these dudes comes up from, so like, let's throw, I'm messing with this dude over here, right? I'm about to go, you know, whatever to him. This dude comes up behind, I lose all my health. Oh, next is the GOAT, V2. This obviously is not just a common enemy, this is a boss. Twice, there's two of them. Let's get the element out too, no, just for fun of it. This is V2 too. Fight one of them in, I think, 1-4, and the other one, what is it, 4-4? I'm probably off on both of those. Maybe it's 3-4, I don't know. No, 3, there's no 3-4. 3-2 is Gabriel. So yeah, I think it's 4-4 is V2 too. They get your entire arsenal, except I think they have disarm first. I don't know if they actually use it in the fight though. I do not remember. But yeah, they just get your whole arsenal. I think they can jump higher. Like I said with Ferryman, I really like these kind of fights because it is just like fighting someone your size. I find it maybe not more fun than like taking down the big monsters, but I don't know, I think it's very charming. I think it's really hard to pull off an interesting like 1v1 on a character your size. Just because I feel like it can come off as pretty underwhelming, but I feel like with V1 is fun. Anyways, or V2, not V1. Next is the Mind Flare. These guys, also very mixed opinions on. They are, as the kids say, bad bitches, but also very annoying. Just because they got a laser, they got a melee attack if you're too close, and he's got these little skulls you can reflect for parry. They kind of just take all your attention once they're out. Like, let's get some of you. Like, if I'm messing with these guys, as soon as they come out, my attention is going on trying to get them out of the field. Just because they demand so much. And also they have that. Once they blow up, they can hit you, but like, you know, once they hit you the first time, it's not gonna happen again. Also, fun fact about the Mind Flare is that recently, I guess not recently, it was a few months ago when they did the update. When they did the update, they added a boy in Mind Flare. If you look, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to look, actually, I lied. They got a chest, but there is a chance. Hold on. Are you all women? Oh, I think they're all women. Okay, these ones are all women. There is a chance though, trust me, hold on. These are always facing the wrong way. Oh god, this is looking really embarrassing. I promise I'm not just checking out the Mind Flare, this has a reason. Hold on. Okay, I had so much better luck the first time. Oh, wait, do you? No, you have the same. Okay. Whatever. There is a chance, though. It's small, I guess, that they can spawn as men and they don't have a chest. It doesn't mean anything other than in the lore. There's not a lot of men mind flayers. Anyways, mind flayer, interesting enemy. Next is sentry. These guys got a little melee attack, but their main attack, right here, start counting down, and once it hits the bottom, super strong shot. I think the gimmick of this is you're supposed to, yeah, shoot them like that with a pistol, and they have to, like, it interrupts their little countdown. Next up is Guttermen. These are big tanky guys with shields. They got these like machine guns. I guess you can slide over under them. I didn't know that. That's kind of hype. But their gimmick is that you need to use your knuckle blaster and break their shield. After that, you can actually do something with them. Besides that, there's nothing too crazy about them. There's also the gutter tank. These are, they don't have the shields, but they have these guns that do a ton of little rocket launchers. They also place landmines. I actually did not know they did that. I cannot lie. I've never seen them place a landmine. So this is like a, I don't even know what you'd call it. Ow, okay. It's in a boss fight where the boss itself is like a giant, like hulking, like I don't even know what you would call the earth mover. Editor, put on a picture of it. It's like a giant robot that was made to flatten cities in like a step. So this is just like one aspect of the security system. Is there any more of it? Oh, this is also another part. After Benji is, oh, this is another part of Benjamin. This just shoots those. This is Maurice. This is the first boss, the malicious head, or malicious face. My bad. They have that long beam as well as just these normal shots. They can move around these like spindly spider legs, and you can also just, okay, I messed up. Usually I can one-shot them like if I'm washed. Next up is Cerberus. There's just these statue guys. They throw a ball. They'll dash, right? Oh, they stomp and they can dash. Go ahead. That's ball. Dash. Dash or you're dead. Thank you. They got a dash. Fun fact about them, they can also be pretty easily insta-killed. That's just like a consistent method. There's not even anything like crazy. You just punch and parry and they die. So, as they might look a little intimidating, they're not really at all. Not at all. This is Hideous Mass. His little gimmick, if you could not tell from the, you know, bright red heart or whatever, you're supposed to aim for this. The rest of them doesn't take damage or whatever. Or it might take damage, but it's really lowered. I think it takes damage, but it's lowered. His attacks are, he can do that little, I guess, energy wave thing. He's got these, which you can parry, I think, if you're not bad at the game. Yeah, you can parry those. I don't know why he would, because they're not going to hit him. He's also got a vertical, and then he's got a little grappling hook that you can latch on to, you can shoot it off. Then you just wait for him to stand up like this. In his stage, there is a thing called soap. So he's there, right? He can't move much. I don't know F at all. I think he can move. But there, in his stage, there is. What am I missing? I've literally done everything. There is this thing. Nope, that's a candle. I lied. This soap. So this is in 2 stages, and in his stage you can grab it and he just insta-kills. It's really funny. I think it insta-kills everything. So even if I throw out, let's see. He is insta-killed by soap. Even if, you know, throw out a ton. We got him in a row. Did you see that? Wait, actually, it looks crazy when you get him in a row. This is an idol. They just support, like, other enemies, so I didn't mean to punch it. Let's say we get a Maurice. Now he's protected. I can't grapple him. I can't hurt him. He is fully protected by it. You gotta punch that, it breaks. Then you can actually do stuff to him. These are mannequins. These things are freaky. So you can punch them like that. Did he die? Okay. Turn around. I guess I don't remember if you turn around. I know you do in the level, but they move all like. Yeah, they crawl. I hate the crawling. I don't know why they do that. It's gross. But there's nothing too insane about them. They just are really fast. Ooh, Minotaur. This boss is low-key really annoying. I have not P-ranked him yet, but I'm very afraid to. He's got, I guess, a little hammer thing. I think the lore of him is that like Gabriel or something hates him. He's got these smoke, poison, gross clouds. The main problem with his fight is that it's on like a moving train, so you're jumping back and forth while trying to hit him, which is annoying. But you know, he's just a guy, still a live guy, still very alive guy. There we go. Next, after Minotaur, here we go. Gabriel again. Main villain, you could say.
Why don't you swap weapons ever?
Because that's when I die.
Okay, you know what? I mean, clearly it's working off. Jacob. Yeah. Jacob. Let's rein it in. Okay, pal.
After, oh, I forgot Virtue. Nope, that's Cerberus. Virtue are these angels. They float around and then they spawn this little circle on you. It does a lot, but if you know the timing, you can avoid it. Except when they get enraged. I'll show you. There we go. When they get enraged, they will move it. Like if you're moving, they'll like move it to predict where you're going. See, like they knew I was gonna be there, so instead of stopping it there, they moved it forward. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they know where you're gonna go. But onto the, you know, lesser relevant, except for, you know, this is Cancerous Rat. So he comes on, you get a little screen flicker. Does he insta-kill? I don't think so. No, he doesn't even hurt you. This is just like a little secret enemy in one of the levels. You just have to, yeah. And then that's when the big Cancerous Rodent comes out. He can actually do damage. He has a little 3 in his skulls. And I think he had another attack, didn't he? Or is it only the... I guess it's only the skulls. But yeah, he's just a funny little guy. This is actually one I did recently, like yesterday.
Hold still. Full auto.
So he shoots those, and then he does full auto, and it's just a barrage. I only did this fight yesterday. If you saw, I'm missing this one. I don't know where they're from. I might ask my friend. I've explored and got all the secrets for every prelude to Act 2 level. I haven't done Act 3 yet, so maybe they're in there. But I am missing them. But this guy, he's kind of funny. Full auto. Oh, these are the blood guys from the tree level. There's nothing crazy about them, I guess. They're just bloody. This is the flesh prison. This is where Minos is stored. He summons all these little balls around him, and if you do too much damage to him, then he starts absorbing them, and you're supposed to break them. It's honestly harder than Minos, if you ask me. I cannot like comprehend it, I guess. Maybe I'm just stupid. Oh, there we go, we got him. Okay, and then after that would summon him. This is Minos, King Minos. If you have ever heard of Ultrakill before, you probably recognize those voice lines. The Ultrakill community loves to use them at any point. Especially that one. and that one, and iron. No. But you know, I don't blame them because I really like Minos, and so it's okay. He just has a lot of like, he's another one of one star your height, so it's just like a 1v1 of smacking each other around. I think you can parry. Yeah, you can parry his moves. It's just a really tough timing, at least for me. But unfortunately for him, I have a literal nuke in my pocket. There we go. And in the other side, there is the flesh, what is it, like Pernampapam or something? I don't remember their gimmick. I think you say like you can't heal as long as these are out or something. So yeah, you just touch of death. But after you kill them, that is how you get syphilis. As you can see, like I said, he has a dad bod.
You can't escape.
He has a lot of like more up close punchy moves. I think I like Minos's like design more, although I do think the no head is really cool. Also really cool. And he just blows up. So I think that is all of the enemies. I don't know who this is. TBH. On to gameplay.
Wow. It's so.
What the hell?
It's so bad.
On the gameplay, I've classified Ultrakill as a movement shooter whenever I've had to, you know, bring it up to anyone, which to my mom was very confusing as she was not sure what a movement shooter was, which to be fair, I'm not sure I know either because I think I made that up on the spot. But it's akin to the likes of Doom. I think Doom is probably the closest anyone, you know, at least from the games I have played. I don't play a lot of games though, so. The main appeal of Ultrakill to me though is definitely, the top 3 reasons why I enjoy it are the weapon variety. So in the game you get your regular weapon. This isn't even your regular weapon, this is an alternate of your regular weapon. But you get your regular weapon and then you get 2 other versions of it, both with their own effects. So like you get your normal pistol, which obviously does pistol shots. But with these coins, that offers a whole new variety because you can throw them up and you can shoot them, you can throw them up, and if you're good, you can punch them. Or throw them up, shoot them with, I threw them too far. Throw them up and then shoot them with a different gun. You can just shoot them with your other pistol for more damage. Or you can throw them up, shoot them with your railgun, does super duper a lot of damage. And that's just with the coin launcher. You also got your revolver, or your, not revolver. I don't remember what this one's called, but it like ricochets. I think it is just called ricochet. Bounces off things, pierces. And then that's just with those guns. And you get your chainsaw, shotgun. This is an alternate of the shotgun, but it's the jackhammer. You shoot those out. You also get this like pressure blast, which you can combine with. I have weapons cooldown if you can't tell. You can combine those, do like a hit scan attack, and you get your charge shot, which I honestly don't use that much. I'm pretty sure it's really good for speedrunning. You can do that, but I've never been one to use it that much. I should probably start, but that is really fun actually. I need to use this so much more. But yeah, you got that. Then you have your nail gun. I have the alternate on right now. This is the saw blade launcher. You can shoot a magnet and then those circle it. You can also shoot this, which is like a super one. I need to use this one more. I just don't. I'm silly. And you also get the, I guess like charger one. I don't remember what this one does actually. I do not use it. And then you get your railgun. You can only shoot it, and then you have a cooldown. Usually, like I have weapon cooldowns off, so that's what it's usually like. And then you can't do it until that lightning bolt charged up. But on here, you can do that, and it's very fun. You also get a drill. This is one I used to use the most. It sticks in enemies, so if you stick it in him, it will continuously do damage. Have him here. Let's see if I can actually do this. Stick it in him, and yeah, you can punch it into him, and it'll do damage to him, and it'll go over him. But like, you know, in a normal game, that's roughly not gonna happen, but it's a possibility, and it's cool. You're being annoyed. I forgot to do this with the shotgun, but you can also parry your own shots. You can parry this for the fun of it. I actually need to do it more just because it does a lot more damage than you think. But you can just like kind of walk around with it. You can also just parry your normal shotgun shells. Yeah, you parry those. Back to this. You also get this one. This one I use mostly now because you can combine it with this to get that's what's called a nuke. Kind of just get free will. But it on its own is already good movement. You can just do that. You can also combine them vertically. So like like I'm showing you a lot of examples of the stuff I know, but I think I have pretty surface level knowledge. There's still so much more you can do. Rocket launcher, just a base rocket launcher, but you can also stop time with it to set up multiple, or to set one like over there, one over here. You can also rocket ride with them, which is when you get on top and you can control it, stop time, set another. Or if you don't want to do that, you can shoot one down, grab it, and move like that. There's also a way to do it really fast, but I don't know how to do it yet because I'm not good at the game. The other rockets are cannonball. You can just shoot it like that, or you can parry it and it just goes forever. There's also this one. This one's really good for movement because this goop holds your momentum. So if you watch the speedometer, I just hold my momentum the whole time. It's meant for this. You can set stuff on fire, but I really only use it for the momentum. But like, I mean, the fire works too. It is, it's good. And that's all your weapons. You also get another fist. You get the knuckle blaster. This knocks stuff away and obviously does more damage. It's good for crowd control. So let's say like, a bunch of them are running up on you. Kind of just blow away most of them. In those circumstances, I personally just use the chainsaw, but to each their own. Yeah, the weapons themselves have a lot of combinations together, and even just the movement alone has a lot of variety. Because you can this is called a slam sword. You can dash out of it, or slide out of it, not dash, don't dash. You jump off, slide, you get a lot of momentum, and you can mix that with one of these. So you just, I fumbled that one, don't look. You can do that. Ton of momentum all the way over here. The main selling point for me is just how well every weapon connects into each other, as well as just the speed mechanic. I'm never, like I said, I'm not really good at games. I've wanted to get into speedrunning, but I'm just not good. But I actually have a couple of good runs. I think the only one I have still that... Okay, well, I had this one yesterday, I promise. I don't know if I would have really any complaints with it. I think the difficulty rises understandably over time. The first level obviously is pretty baby easy, but then once you get to like layer 7, you start to see a pretty noticeable difficulty jump, but it's still a respectable one where I think if you've been, acquiring new knowledge over time, I think you'll be fine. Oh, and replayability wise, it's probably like on its own. If you play through one difficulty, it is probably, I would say, a 5-hour game maybe. Yeah, I would say 5-6 hour game maybe. 10 if you really take your time, depending on difficulty. I've only played standard and violent. I have not touched lenient or harmless at all. And that's just me. I don't know. I just think these are the only necessary difficulties for me. Brutal is far too crazy. I can't do that. That's just too much for me. These are too baby though. I cannot play those. But these ones I think are good difficulty for me. I'm happy they have these because I understand some people need easier. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, this game can't have easy difficulties, because I think those people are losers. But I'm glad they have plenty of options. You get 5 collectibles in pretty much every stage. Like boss stages won't have them, but that's really the only exception. Every other level has 5 collectibles, very well hidden. There's some that I don't really care for, some that are really stupidly hidden, but most of them pretty smart placements, I'll give them that. As well as those, you also get a secret mission for each one. These ones are all fat asterisks on that. These are all pretty fun. Looking at you, Plus, you also get secret missions for every layer. These extend from kind of boring to really fun. Yeah, there's a dating sim in this game. So like, I don't know how you can even think it's not peak, but you know, it's okay to be wrong, I guess. There's also fishing, which I'm pretty sure like by law defines a peak game, so try and argue with this. That's what I thought. On top of all the collectibles, all the secret missions, you get these encores. I actually have not done this encore. I have not done 1E. I am lacking, I know. I need to, maybe I'll do that after I'm done recording. You have encores, you have prime sanctums, you have cyber grind, which is literally just infinite mode. It is literally just infinite rounds, and you go as far as, oh, I forgot I have copyright music. Wait. Editor, put on the, do I have non-copyright music downloaded? I hope I do. Because YouTube sucks, and if I put actually good music over this, I will get copyrighted, so I installed some not copyright music onto my cyber grind so I can actually play it on YouTube. So I'll just put that in the background. In terms of replayability, Ultrakill is packed full of plenty. It's like a 5-6 hour game, and I have 144 hours. There's plenty to do. Even if you don't like speedrunning, which I do, so I put a lot of hours into that, but there's some more encores for you to go through. There's Prime Sanctums and the Cyber Grind, which I probably, being at 28 to really make me mad. I'm gonna try and get to 30, maybe by the time I get this video out. If I do, I'll update it and I'll be, hey guys, look. But it's really hard, I'll be honest. I'm not good at it. But I think that's really all I need to say for gameplay. So we're moving on to art direction, I think, right? Yeah, art direction.
I just hate him. I just hate him, and I wish he would die.
I don't think he's a really big fan of you, personally.
Come on, Jacob.
Fall.
Yes! Yes! Finally! Oh my god!
Jacob,
Oh my
can you
God.
tab out so it doesn't save your progress? Thanks.
I'll just keep this section simple because I like including it because I just think it's fun to talk about how pretty games look. I think this kind of style is very nice. It's very pixely and whatever, so a lot of people aren't gonna mess with it. I prefer this to most like ultra realistic games. I've probably made that clear before, but I like this kind of style. I also really like how personalized every layer is. Like if we go to Prelude, all the levels in Prelude look very similar. We all have this like mechanical, really like steampunk area. But then you go to the next level, or the next layer, it's obviously like artificial. It's a more paradise looking area, but it's clearly, there's walls, electronic looking, there's speakers over here playing the music. It's a very surreal feeling. I love this kind of aesthetic. And then we go on to Lust. And you go on to Lust, and you have this very, purple, blues, more seductive color scheme. And, coolest of all, I only noticed it recently, over here is King Minos, or at least the corpse of King Minos, and that is the boss for this, layer. So you can just see him as you start to approach him. So this is the first level, right? Yeah, this is 2-1. This is the first level in this layer. The more levels you go down, the closer he gets. Which is just such a cool way of environment. The way they use their environment in this game is really cool. Just look at how detailed down there is. They did not need to put anything down here other than I don't know, a box. I just love how intricate some of the environments are. Just the fact you can see him over there is so cool. Oh yeah, Sheer Heart Attack is the last one before we could see him. He's literally right above us. It's just such a cool detail. I absolutely love the environmental storytelling. They do. As monkey noised. Whoops. I actually just add. Another example of environmental storytelling I love. This level, there's like an active war going on in the middle of it, and you can see the Benjamins over there, the Earth Movers. Over there, that is the final boss of, I mean, the game really right now, of this layer, since there hasn't been any more. You can see where we're going again over there. That's such a good detail. Another layer with a really good aesthetic is Gluttony. This is after you go inside the Corpse of King Minos. Oh, I have messed with the flesh aesthetic heavy. You got bones on the floor, you got like teeth on the floor, you got an eyeball up here that you can actually interact with if you are good at the game. There we go. Which gives you like a shortcut down here to the boss, which already has a great arena. You got a heart over there, you got the teeth, you got like an eyeball in the middle. It's such a good looking environment. Enough, Gabriel. The art style, the environments, the way the enemies interact with the environment, it's great. Great job, Akita. This hasn't even been like a funny review, it's just me glazing the hell out of it. I also appreciate that with Cybergrind, you are not limited to what the Cybergrind actually, because this isn't what it looks like, obviously. This is the Terraria Crimson background in Minecraft Netherrack. You can actually customize what you have as your theme. Oh, not theme. No, it is theme, yeah. I'm stupid. You can actually choose what you want on there. Like, I had mine as Animal Crossing for a bit, and it's like encouraged, because these are like, that's not my picture. Or these aren't my pictures. These are already in the game. The original Cybergrind looks fine, but I think it's far more fun to customize. You can also customize the music, which I heavily appreciate because it changes the experience completely. This game has a great soundtrack. My favorite is Benjamin Earth Mover fight, but having the ability to put in your own music completely changes the mood. It is amazing. But I heavily appreciate being able to change this stuff. I don't think I would enjoy Cybergrind as much without it.
I think everyone here is having like a stroke.
That's the hardest. That's the hardest beat of all time.
It kind of goes crazy.
When Yoshi pulls up on the street's clear.
It's good. I don't know what you really expect me to say. It is a very solid soundtrack. There's only a few songs in it that really stick out as like spectacular to me, but overall it is a very good soundtrack. I might start using them in my videos. There's definitely some I could see myself using. I don't know if there's any of that to my Spotify playlist, if they're even on there, but it is a overall very good soundtrack. I think out of everything we've discussed so far, it is probably the weakest, just because, like I said, there's nothing that sticks out as like insanely crazy to me, though there is some really good songs on here. I would just say, it's probably gonna be the shortest section of the video. Overall, very good soundtrack, no complaints there. It's no Sonic or anything, but it's definitely not no Mario, so that's all I care for. I will never go one day without slandering that fat Italian. I need him gone. Hey, let's talk about the 100%, because I think that's probably the part I have the most to say right now. Me when I lie. Nah, that one wasn't all.
I'm not lying. He's adorable. What are you talking about?
Me when I lie.
What do you mean he's adorable?
He's adorable. What are you talking about? He's a goober.
He a robot.
Yeah, he's ugly. Anyways, V2, I would love V2.
Rob is so adorable. What are
Is
you
that
talking
robot
about?
racism? I think that might be. That was unfortunate.
I think it is. Yeah.
Robot eugenics.
I'm telling on you.
So on to the 100%, which I truthfully must admit, technically I have not 100% at Ultrakill. I need to P rank all of Act 3, as well as find the collectibles and do the secret missions on there. I also have not completed the encore, a second encore. I don't know if there's 3 yet. I think there's just a 2. I haven't done second encore yet. Lacking on that. But from what I have completed, I would say definitely up there with some of the most enjoyable to 100%. Like I said before when I was talking about gameplay, every level except for boss levels gets the 5 collectibles. They're all mostly well hidden. There's probably a few stinkers in there, but I don't think that brings it down at all. Of course, there's going to be some not good ones. And the majority of them are very well hidden and fun to find. Secret missions, again, there's a couple stinkers in there that weren't fun and were more annoying than probably the rest of the game. But the rest of them are very enjoyable. It's fun to figure out how you're supposed to get around to figure out what to do. I cannot source much from this game that I would say wasn't enjoyable. I think really the most annoying part was the Cerberus secret mission, and Shot in the Dark in general is not a very fun level, but everything else really was just an overall good time. I never hopped on this game and was disappointed. There's no achievements yet, which is very, 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 very disappointing, but in their defense, it is a early access game. I'm pretty sure it's early access. Editor, can you fact check that? Which is also like my complaint with Lethal Company. Like, I wish there was achievements so bad. I love achievement hunting. I wish I could have them on here. And like, at this point, I feel like I would probably have most of them just because I've completed so much. But, you know, maybe eventually Hikito will add achievements. I don't know if they've mentioned if they will or not. That's really the big downside for me, is no achievements, but that's so fixable. I don't think there's anything stopping them from adding achievements eventually. So I will say that's not a point down. But I will say the 100% is fun. If you enjoyed playing through Ultrakill, I would say do it. Or at least, you know, give every level a retry and just explore a little bit. There's not a lot of, you know, blue orbs or whatever that you can't just find through exploring. There's a few where I feel like you either have to have a friend who's played it tell you, or you need to maybe try and look it up. I didn't look up any, but there was some that I had to get a little guidance on. Yeah, I have no clue where to find this. But most of them you really can just look around, go, oh, there's an area in the distance. Let me go over there, and you know, there might be one. Or a lot of them are just like, you're going through a hallway, go under it, that's it. It is a fun 100% though. Again, there should be achievements. I should be able to see that I 100%ed it, or almost did, whatever. I'll probably update, and by the time I get this video out, I probably will have 100%ed it, but you know. Overall, very successful, and I enjoyed it, so that's all I expected from 100%. So in conclusion, was Ultrakill worth it after waiting so long? 100% yes. I put in 144 hours in this game over like 3 months. The game just oozes with style and creativity. I'm very happy I was able to get into it. I'm not sure really how the update was received. I think most people enjoy it. I don't know how many changes there are that people aren't fans of, so I don't know if I'm secretly missing like an amazing version that existed before the update. But I think from what I've played, everything feels very solid. It feels like a very put together game, and I will say I will be ready for when the game comes out of early access. It's early access, right? Am I making that up? No, is it complete? Yo, does anyone know if this game's complete? Oh, I forgot my ranking. Before the video closes, 9 out of 10. It would be better if V1 got naked.